A number of years ago, I got my front teeth knocked out, and at that stage, implants were quite expensive. So I had bridges done and crowns, but a couple of years ago, they broke off. So I thought it was time to have implants done. And because I was wearing a plate at the time, and the plate didn't really agree with me too much. So I thought, well, let's look into implants. Interestingly, I found an advert on, I believe it was Facebook, and then about being at the Cornwall show. And I went to the Cornwall show and we were just walking around, and then I happened to see the Wadebridge Dental Centre stand. So I thought, well, no harm in popping in and seeing what they'd say. At the Cornwall show, it was very good because the dentist who took me through the whole process was there. He explained everything. And so then I came for my first sort of consultation at the centre, and it was very much going through all the details. It was clear that it was a practice that knew what they were talking about as far as implants were concerned. And everybody was very friendly, took me through the whole process, what the technology was and how the technology had developed. And that gave me a lot of confidence to move forward. Well, when I first looked at implant treatment many years ago, it was unaffordable for me. So I was quite surprised when I went to the show and spoke to Dr. Taylor, and he gave me a pretty precise quote then, which was probably about half the price of what it was some years ago. So that led me to think, well, it's the time to have a look at it. And it was, for me, I was lucky enough to have some savings, and it was affordable. I didn't realise the technology that went into implant treatment with the scan and everything. So it was quite useful and very easy for me to come and have everything done at the centre, and taking me through each of the processes to get me implants done. I'm not a lover of dentists, I have to say. So I was a bit nervous, but certainly Dr. Taylor and his team really put me at rest. And the treatment, going through the process, it was over a few months of treatment, but it wasn't as difficult as I had imagined, and it certainly wasn't painful, and it was quite easy. I can really smile now with my two front teeth as proper teeth as they are now, because before, when I had a plate, I was very conscious of losing the plate, which I did on many occasions, and it panics you a bit when you've got a denture in there. And also, when you laugh or when you sneeze, very often my denture would come out and go across the room. So now I don't have to have any of those worries. The implants are in place, and really make me feel confident now, especially being the two front teeth. I was a bit reticent about implants, but once you start to talk to the dentist, once you start to look at the process, once you start to see the technology that goes into it now, I think it's worth going and have that initial chat. You'll be put at ease, and as I say, it is affordable now, and after the treatment, you feel so much better. I was most impressed with Wadebridge Dental Centre and Dr. Taylor and the team, and throughout the whole process, you know, they were very informative. It's obviously the cutting edge of implant treatment, and I'd certainly suggest to anybody, I'd recommend them without any doubt to come have that initial consultation, understand the process, and you won't regret it.